We all know some things in our lives just ebb and flow, they come and go. That's why our yoga practice is so beneficial in real life because it teaches us how to deal with these different phases, these different feelings, moods, whatever is going on in your life. And that also applies to creativity. So today on Yoga with Paige, I wanted to talk about how I try to inspire myself more and kind of find more creativity in my life when I'm not feeling super creative. Because creativity is one of those things that it's hard to force if you're not actively being inspired. And some of my favorite classes are creative transitions, fun, different style flows, and sometimes it's kind of hard, I'm not going to lie, to find those, to have that outlet. We're all busy and you have to make time for creativity. So lately I have been trying to make more time for creativity, and that is what I wanted to share with you today. So if you're kind of feeling stuck, like you're just in a rut, you're doing the same things over and over, you don't have any more creative ideas, or you just haven't had any in a while, hopefully some of these things will help you. Maybe something will resonate, something will kind of jar it into action and will help get you going. So thank you for joining me today. I'm excited for this topic. If you practice with me here or you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I love walks. Nature walks, all kinds of walks. I walk laps and laps and laps around the block. And I've taken you on a few of these. We call them walking meditations, where we use our senses to find a meditative space as we travel around. Meditations don't always need to be seated with your eyes closed. But sometimes on my walks, that's where I start feeling my most creative. Sometimes it's intentional, and sometimes when I'm feeling more stuck or uncreative, I intentionally take a walk outside to start jarring and getting the thoughts flowing. And sometimes I do these walks with people in person, walking along with me. We can kind of brainstorm, throw things at each other, ideas, different things like that, like brainstorming, like whiteboarding out if you are an executive, if you work in the corporate world, or sometimes it's a phone call, but calling each other on the phone and just having somebody else to bounce ideas off of helps. But you can also do this on your own. I actually did it this morning, which gave me the idea for this video. So I was walking around and just thinking, I don't know, something about being outside in nature helps my creativity flow. I don't know if it's feeling more grounded or what it is. Just getting outside, the switch up of environment sometimes helps. So maybe that's what it is. But a lot of times walking does really, really help. You don't really have any distractions, especially if you leave your phone at home. I usually bring mine because when I'm trying to get creative, I'm thinking more about ideas and topics, things that I want to jot down. So I will speak them into my notes section on my phone so that I have them. I don't need to type it all out. I'm just kind of talking, just getting the gist of the idea down. So then I go back and detail later at home. But you can also do this with a little notepad and a pen and paper, the old-fashioned way. But I just find this a really seamless way to get the thoughts flowing, get out of your house, get out of the same environment, and it might just more creativity in your brain. So that was my first way. My second way is that recently, this is a more recent venture. I've been taking these creative walks for a while, and they've been seeming to help over time. But a more recent thing that I've been doing, I saw this somewhere. I wish I knew the person or the place that I could credit this, but I saw somewhere that talked about if you have something ongoing that you are ongoingly looking for, like ideas, things like that, be on the lookout for it wherever you go, no matter where you are. So not just in your space, not just in your cubicle, in your workspace, or what have you. It's just an example. Be on the lookout for it wherever. So I've been taking this to heart recently, and it has been helping me a lot. while I'm at work, while I'm talking to a friend, while I'm at the store. I'm constantly thinking about yoga. Yoga's on my mind. And I'm always thinking about themes, quotes, anything that jumps out and resonates with me. Oh, I can make that into a class. Oh, I can make this into a chat topic. Like, let's explore this together. So anything, it can be a simple quote, three words, any theme, any idea, something that someone says that you really resonate with, that you have something that you can kind of brainstorm upon, to always be on the lookout for those. And like I said, my notes section is massively complicated because I'm always jotting things down in my notes. I think that is the best feature. Thank you, Apple. That is where I put a lot of my ideas. I sort things into different folders, etc. And whenever I see a quote, whenever I hear something that I like, whenever I have a theme, I will just write it down. I even have specific different like folders and notes for, shorts and videos and this themes and that, and even, gift ideas and just random things. I'm always on the lookout. So it's one of those things where your attention goes, your energy flows. So if you're always thinking about something and always on the lookout for something, you will actually start to see it pop up in your life more. Like, you'll actually start to hear more things that resonate with you and more themes that you can incorporate into other areas of your life. And that's been happening to me recently. That's a personal experience that has been happening to me recently, that I saw that quote or inspiration tip from somewhere, and I started to try to implement it in. And as I did, and as it helped me, I start to use it more. I start to see it more. So just be on the lookout for inspiration wherever you go. It can strike you no matter where you are, especially in the most unexpected places. Sometimes I do actually think of a lot of yoga themes and yoga classes and things that we can do here on this channel together while I'm at work. And I work at a pizza place. I bartend and I serve at a really local, great mom and pop pizza place. Shout out to Fireside. We love you, Fireside Cafe. If you're in the Tampa Bay area, it is chef's kiss. Come visit me. But I've actually been really, really pleasantly surprised on how many people I've been connecting with about this, about these different themes, and inspiring me. Like, people can inspire you in the least expected places. And people that you might not think would inspire you can. If you are just open to allowing other ideas, other perspectives in, you can be really inspired kind of anywhere you go. So that was a really fun one for me to realize. And it's honestly made my everyday more interesting and inspiring and more fun and playful, because I'm always on the lookout for these ideas that I'm looking to cultivate. My third form or idea of inspiring creativity is taking other classes. So this video was kind of designed for yoga teachers specifically, but this can extend to other areas of life and other jobs, things like that. But this one kind of specifically is for yoga teachers. I guess you could actually, workshops and things can be for jobs other than yoga teachers. But anyway, taking other classes, learning from other people. We are not here as competition. We are here to shine our own unique light, shine our own unique perspective, even if you taught the same class as another teacher. For example, you would teach it from your own perspective, and you have such a unique voice that it would be a completely different class than the other teacher's class, even with the same transitions, the same postures, the same breath work. Because you are your own unique individual, and what you bring to the table is unique to you. So being inspired from other people is a great thing. And I think it helps build a community of like-minded individuals who are constantly being inspired from other people. So taking other teachers' classes really does help me out. I'm like, wow, that was a cool transition. I never thought to go from A to B that way, sort of a thing. And I love being around the energy of other yoga practitioners and yoga teachers, and just being able to open that conversation, open those doors, to talk about these things. And especially if you're struggling with creativity, surrounding yourself in the same room or in the same space as people who are sharing the same goal, the same mission, can help kind of can help you brainstorm these ideas and say, hey, I'm struggling with this. Do you have any tips for me? Do you have any insight? I'm sure you probably struggled with it too at some point. Like, what did you do? So taking other classes is kind of a twofold inspiration, because just being inspired by the room, I'm just like getting lost in my own thoughts. Oh. Being inspired by the room that you're in, and then also being inspired by the people that are in that room that you can connect with and help allow yourself to grow. Again, it's all about being open to other suggestions and ideas and perspectives, because that's where creativity blossoms. It does not blossom in a box. It does not blossom with structure or rigidity, which is why I think sometimes creativity takes a back burner, especially when we're so busy, because we have so many things to get done. We're busy checking off the boxes, but creativity is not a box to be checked off. It is, a lot of times, I think for a lot of people, it's when you have more time on your hands to just kind of see what unfolds before you. You know, you can't expect anything, and even if you do expect something, a lot of times the end product is different than what your beginning vision may have been, if that makes any sense. So taking other classes is a great way for yoga teachers especially to help ignite some more creativity. And kind of going along with that, and the first point I mentioned is just using my own personal experiences. So when I first began teaching yoga, I was very, very, very scared for at least 6 months, maybe even a year. I wanted to fit the mold. I wanted to do things a certain way, and I wanted to live up to the standard of being a yoga teacher. I am a yoga teacher. That's one of my roles, but I am a human being. I am a person. So as I am a human being on this earth, on this wildly spinning planet, I am experiencing so many things. And over time, it kind of came to me like it was a silly thought, like, why am I not including these personal experiences within my classes? Because if I'm experiencing this, I am sure somebody else out there is experiencing it, no matter how weird or how personal, unique it may seem in the moment. You are not alone. There are billions and billions of people on this planet. You are not the only one who has ever gone through this specific struggle or experience or situation. So using your personal experiences to help other people and share it outwards is scary. Don't get me wrong. It's a very vulnerable space to be in, to allow yourself to be in, but it is so beautiful. And once you open that door, creativity and inspiration, I feel like it just comes flowing in naturally, because you yourself are opening yourself up to say, hey, I'm experiencing this, and I'm going to show up for you here, and I'm going to use my personal experience to kind of mold this practice or mold this idea or mold this theme. And some people might resonate with it, some people might not. But that's also where we say, take what you need and leave what you don't, you know? So this has been more of a recent thing, as well as I'm becoming more comfortable with being on camera and being with this YouTube channel, this family, this Yoga with Paige family that I am so thankful to be here for. You have helped me grow so much, and I can't even begin to explain how thankful I am for that. And I want to help you grow in return. So I'm trying to use my personal experiences to help you and let you know that you're not alone, and help kind of make a more like cohesive, like broad spectrum of classes, if that makes sense. Like they're not so, oh, just heart opening classes or release energy classes. Like maybe we have more specific, like release fear, or if you're feeling this certain way. I don't know. There are so many different experiences and emotions that we have as human beings. We are so complex. There are so many facets to our personalities. We're like a diamond. We have so many tiny little facets that we can dive into and dig into. And I think it's beautiful. I think that's so great. We have so many things to explore together. So I think that's another great way to find inspiration and creativity is through your own personal experiences, allowing yourself to open up about them. Because once you open up, you have room to allow more in. Okay? If you're closed off, you don't really have room. Where are you going to fit more creativity? Where are you going to fit more inspiration? If your heart is closed off and hardened and like rigid shut, that's not where creativity flows. It is not. It's where structure flows and deadlines. We don't want that. We're not talking about that right now. So use your personal experiences. Open up. Be a human. Be vulnerable. Show yourself to the world. And that is just another way that I'm trying to develop my creativity and bring it more into my life and in these practices that we shared together. And then I had two kind of resources that I use other than outside, like actual websites and things. So I belong to some Facebook groups, some yoga groups and things like that, and I'm seeing other resources. I'm seeing a lot of people use these same resources for inspiration and more creative transitions and things for yoga specific. But you can also take this for different topics, different areas of your life, as we've been talking about. So my number one is Tummee. It's TUMMEE.com. And they have a free version. I pay for the other version because I loved it so much. I did do the free version for a little bit, not sponsored, but I just like this website and I find a lot of helpful information on this website. This one is specifically for yoga related teachers and practitioners. So if you're not here for yoga, you can just skip ahead to the next one. But Tummee is a great online resource. I don't believe they really have a working app. I haven't found it yet, but the desktop version is beautiful. It has so many variations, transitions, different funky flows. You can create your own flows on it. You have other teachers' flows to draw a little inspiration from. You have a discussion forum where you can chat with other people. I use it mostly for variations of poses. Say Malasana, garland pose, yogi squat. If you type in Malasana or garland pose, you find it, and then you find 100 other variations. You find how to do it in the pool, how to do it on a chair. You find the side stretch, you find the bind, you find half guard, like all these different variations. And it really helps me just get my gears a working in my brain of where we can go from here. We don't have to just do the traditional Malasana. We can expand and, we can move this way. So I find this resource very helpful. I love Tummee. It is my favorite. So if you are a yoga teacher and you are watching this because you're struggling with some creativity, you're feeling like you're kind of stuck, like repeating the same flows over and over again, or you're kind of moving through the same transitions, which I find myself doing at certain points as well. I'll find myself like, oh man, I just keep going from pose A to pose B and I need to switch it up. I need to maybe reverse it or find something else. We all get there. It happens to all of us. And I find this is a really good resource. It also gives you suggestions of the most common poses that come like before it and after it. Say for Malasana, what the most common poses that people come from and then go to after, and then they give you extras. So it's really good for that. And the other resource that I use is Instagram. I am not a huge social media person, so I'm not largely present on social media other than here on YouTube. So I don't have a huge profile by any means, but I do enjoy looking on my feed, following like-minded individuals who are interested in a holistic healthy lifestyle, movement, healthier foods. So I get a lot of tips, a lot of wellness tips, mental health. I get a lot of yoga flows, which also helps me with my transitions and different ways of moving, and some information, what poses are best for sciatica, or you can, just different things like that. I do use Instagram as well. It is a nice resource and a nice way to build community. So that is the last tip that I kind of had for you, is just the 2 little websites that I do use. I mostly just wanted to hop on here and tell you that you're not alone if you are feeling stuck or you're struggling with creativity. Life goes in phases, like I said in the early intro, and it's okay. It's temporary. You will get past this. You will move past it. And the more you get stuck on the fact that you're not feeling creative, the more you will ruminate on it. So just let it go. It's okay. And hopefully maybe something in here resonated with you. Maybe you can check out Tummee if you're a yoga teacher or a yoga practitioner and you're feeling stuck in your practice or your teachings. Or, I don't know, just a new perspective. Just look at life as all of these chances to find creativity and inspiration. It is everywhere. It is everywhere. And I feel like the more we mentally open up to it and the possibility of it, the more we'll see it. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. And I will stand by that wholeheartedly. And those were all of the resources that I have been using lately to kind of boost my creativity when I'm feeling stuck and I need to be inspired. So I would love to know if any of these resonated with you or your thoughts, if you've used Tummee in the past. If not, definitely check it out. And my main goal for this is to make you feel like you're not alone, because you're not. It happens to all of us. And if I at least made you feel like you are not going through this little phase alone, then I'm happy about that. So thank you for tuning in again to Yoga with Paige. And I look forward to hearing from you and meeting you on the mat, hopefully in the future.